Yes, I think we are live now. Good afternoon, across everywhere you are watching us from. My name is Olumide Idowu. I'm the co-founder of International Climate Change Development Initiative. I'm very happy to be here today once again because this is the edition, and I think this is our last edition for waste management. And today we have our lovely tech brother here, Odebumi. He's going to be talking to us today as we close this chapter of next Wednesday on the waste management conversation, technology in waste management. Thank you very much. Welcome, Mr. Adeleye.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good having you. And you can say that with what we've seen here, we have been doing for a couple of weeks that we've been talking, I can say that there is a possibility and there is a change coming into the waste management sector. And with a couple of other people that we've had on our platform, we've been doing that if we all put hands together and work with us, then we'll be able to have a sustainable environment and our waste management industry actually find a solution to actually make everybody experience a community that is free for all. So today, quick one, I just want to hear from you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what actually inspired you to do what you are doing? Thank you.
Thank you once again. My name is Adeleye Odebumi, and I want to appreciate you for giving us this platform to contribute to the waste ecosystem in Nigeria. There's so much noise at the background there. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I can't seem to hear you. I'm sure it's from your.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but the voice is cracking a little bit. I don't know why.
Same here too. Can you hear me? Is it okay now?
Yes, I can hear. It's not sound that is doing.
Okay.
Because from my end, nothing is open. I don't have any platform that's open on my phone. Okay. If you have anything that's,
I don't really have anything there. Maybe I should. Do you mind if I change where I am?
You said?
Do you mind if I change my environment?
You want to go out and coming back?
No, I stay out of this place.
I can hear you because it's very, very.
Okay.
Can you hear me very well?
I can hear you, not very well. It's cracking. Should we re-enter this conversation?
Can you hear me now? That's my side.
I can't hear you. Let me reload. Log out and reload it, please.
I'm 100% sure that it's from your end. I'm 100% sure.
Okay, let me log out and log in back. Pardon me, please.
Maybe you should log out and log in back so we can have you.
Yeah.
So we're very sorry. I think, as you know, the network is actually, and I really want to hear from Mr. Odenekos. As we are closing the edition of Waste Management Conversation this month, we are very happy that we have somebody that is in tech that can actually share his view on how technology can have space or is having space in the waste management sector. I see that everybody's taking everything tech, and this industry, the waste industry, is one of the industry that is building more of job opportunity. And actually, we talk about the circular economy, and you can see technology is just going to be a platform doing to build more resilience in climate action. So, to have everybody here today, and I'm looking forward to make sure that we hear from our partner, we hear from our staff and everybody. I think people say my I don't know why. Okay, so what I'm saying that okay, so what I'm talking about is we're going to build opportunities and to build what we call investment opportunity. But I want to do that. I think we should
Hello, can you hear me now? What?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Clearly.
Okay. Ooh.
Hello.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
It's 15 hours.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Screen. Hello, can you?
I can hear you faintly. Now, I can see you now. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm with you. Can you hear me? Oh. Can you hear me now?
So can you hear me clearly now?
Oh,
yes, I
clear.
can hear you now very well.
Good.
All right. So sorry about that, and I'm very sure our people will be able to hear us very well now. Yeah.
Oh.
So as we're saying, can you please actually tell us about yourself, what you do, and what inspired you to go into tech?
Okay, thank you. My name is Adila Yodebumi, and I'm a sociologist by training, and I'm also a techpreneur. And what we do, and I'm a founder of XRubicon Solutions Limited, and my background has actually pushed us into trying to develop technology to solve what we call social impact issues, problems, and all, what have you. And part of those social impact issues have been environment. And again, we cannot deny our environment and the circumstances, the situation environment is. And of course, we all want cleaner environments. And on a daily basis, when we wake up and we'll go through our streets and we see dirt all around and whatsoever, and I began to think that is it that we can't provide solutions to this? So I think this issue came up in largely in 2016. And I felt, no, we need to develop a solution that helps to tackle this. And it's as a result of the fact also that successful government have been trying to fix this environmental issue. They've not been able. And as such, using technology to solving the issue came to our mind, and we started to work on it since 2016. And here we are today, having a product and technology that help solve waste and environmental issues.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adeleye. And it's so interesting that I was able to get in touch with you, or you were able to get in touch with me, based on the the common interest when we talk
Yes.
about environment. And it's very important that it's very interesting that you're a sociologist, as you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So far so good. You're solving social issues. So
Yes.
that's one of the key interesting things that we need to actually talk about. I'm also very happy because you are taking action, not just because you have passion, but just because it's something that is urgent and is very
Yes.
important in our industry and our space, especially looking at Lagos as one of the mega city, even
Yeah.
in West Africa. So it's something that is very, very important. So moving on, looking at the bigger topic we are talking about today, we can see that in the industry, let me first of all digress a little bit from the waste management. You look at different issues we have in the world. Everybody is looking at technology. It was one day Mark Zuckerberg sat down and developed something that is now going around the world. Even this platform we are using to have this conversation is the power of technology.
Yeah.
And you can see that a lot of people have been, making use of tech to promote social issues, and it's now tech for social goods. What do you think? Where is the tech industry going to? How do you see the tech industry solving social issues? What is your view, and how can you streamline this into our system in Nigeria, especially in Lagos State, for instance? How do you see tech being a powerful tool to drive social change and to drive solution for different kind of issues we have?
So the good thing is that we're actually in a tech generation. We cannot deny the impact of technology in this era. Let me state this. You just mentioned Mark and his innovation with Facebook and what have you. Now, can we just put our mind to how would the society have been if we don't have like emails, if we don't have social media, if we don't have like WhatsApp, Facebook, and all that? Now, Mark was trying to solve an issue whereby, you know what? Oh, I have a lot of friends. How do I connect to them? And that was what what Facebook came about and all that. Now, are we going to be using letters? Are we still going to be using post office and all that? So honestly, we're in a society now that if our businesses do not innovate, they will find themselves on the background. I'll also give an example of Kodak, that used to be the industry leader in photography. And I'm sure they would not have believed that innovation will probably make their technology obsolete. So that's why for every businesses, we need to continue to innovate and to embrace technology. And even if we are not going to do that, of course, the space is developing that technology can then has developed now that you can create a plugin. So, and that is part of what our business in XRubicon has offered, plugin. So you don't need to invest. We're doing the investment, and you just plug in. So technology has come to stay, we like it or not. It has come to stay. Now, for the issue of Lagos, let me put it this way. Who would have believed that the smartphone penetration in Nigeria, or let me even go to Lagos, will be over 15 million. And internet penetration in Lagos alone is over 18 million users. Now, that is massive. Years back, it wasn't like that. And it also brings to mind the word of Jeff, the owner of Amazon. When he wanted to start Amazon, he saw he saw like an article in New York then, was a salesman, and he saw an article that says, oh, 23% people have started using the internet, and that this is the projection in years to come. And he kept thinking that, wow, I can start to sell on the internet. And he resigned that day, and he started Amazon, and he started selling his book on Amazon. And look at Amazon today. So technology will prepare the ground for us, for other people to just come into it. It will prepare the ground for us to push ahead of all the social problems that we have and to get to that very state that we ought to be.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's a, let me call it a back of history that you've shared with us now. It's a lot of history that you've made us to understand, especially the part of assuming we don't have email to communicate, we don't have the social media to come, how the world looks like. It's a very big opportunity that we've had as our generation, that we are experiencing this now. And a quick one, this one takes me to coming down to our own country now, Nigeria, and looking at the issue of the waste management, because it's a very big industry that, like I said, is an industry that builds investment opportunities. And for us to tap into that investment opportunities, we need to actually understand what are the key factors, what are the key tools to drive those investments and those opportunities that we are looking at. So this question takes me to looking at Lagos as a state in Nigeria. Do you think the waste management industry, do you think is having way, or is the space actually, let me say, what do you think about the waste industry in Lagos State? And let me even say Nigeria. What do you think the waste industry, what does it look like? Is it a benefit? Is it like something that is beneficiary to us, or is it something that we are not taking cognizance of what is going on, or we are not actually tapping to those opportunities that lies in waste management?
Okay, I will say this first. We are not yet tapping into the opportunity that lies in waste management, because first you must understand waste management from one perspective: sustainability. And what we have so far is continuous government funding of this space, huge funding of this space. And despite the government funding of this space, you still have dirty environment everywhere. You still have block drainages, block sewage, and all everywhere. So, but the good part of it also is that we're also seeing light at the end of the tunnel, because we're now having other stakeholders who are coming into the space, especially in the recycling ecosystem, where they're now trying to create their own part of sustainability in that aspect. But be as it may, I feel that not just for Lagos, but generally, chunk of government intervention in the space has not really helped. Now, and I will tell you why it has not helped. I spoke about sustainability in the first instance, where the system can generate itself, and the system can run in itself and generate revenue in itself, and ensure that, yes, we have environment and the environment. But the fact is that likely be from it has made practitioners, some it has political lobbying. So you see that, oh, if I'm supporting this party and this party is now in government, okay, you know what you're going to give me? Let me come and do PSP. Let me come and do this. Let me do that. So it's no longer service as it should be. So it's now seen as political patronage. So if I'm supposed to be offering waste management service for a particular street and I don't come, good and fine. At the end of the month, or 2 months or 3 months, I will send my bill. You'll go and pay. And that's where you are getting the gap of non-payment of these services. And I need to say this. It may offend some people, but this is the fact. They are largely part of people. Okay, let me divide this. You know, we have stakeholders in this industry that are service oriented, and we'll speak to individual, estate, and all that, you know what, let's provide you this service. And they're keeping track of the service they are rendering for them. Now, if they're no longer happy with the service, they say, you know what, go, we need to get another person. We also have another set of people that it's more or less like political affiliation. You like their service, you don't like their service, you just have to continue. So that is part of where the gap is happening. So when we start to see waste management in terms of collection now as a service to public, then I assure you, you know, if you don't give the best of service, people will tell you to go. But if you give the best of service, you will stay and you will continue to make money. So that's why we're not saying that, okay, let's come up with technology that helps bridge this gap between the general public who wants the service and the service provider who are saying, no, we are providing the service. And the public who are receiving the service say, no, you didn't provide the service. Yes, you are bringing bill. That is why we're saying we need technology to show real-time data of service delivery to public and same to stakeholders. And all of them can see what we are really doing, what they are doing, and know that, yes, we are really into trying to solve this problem and working with that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You are a little bit going into the full conversation. And quick one, you've been able to give us some perspective from different angles. And I think in every space, in every business, or in every project, there's always different stakeholders. We have the government, we have the civil society, we have the private sectors, and we have somebody like the tech people like you that actually doing the back end work, which is something that is very, very important. But let me tell you that from my own experience and own understanding, everybody still recycling waste management as a dirty job. And it's something that when you see somebody parking or sweeping the road, everybody will say that they don't have a job. That's why they are doing that. But you see, the interesting part of this conversation is that with the introduction of technology and the introduction of different ideas from different set of people, we'll be able to understand that there's a lot of money lying into waste. So can you give us, I'm asking questions based on stakeholders now. What do you think should be the narrative, or what do you think should be the contribution of the private sectors when it comes to waste management industry? What should be their contribution? Then when it comes to civil society, what should be their own contribution when it comes to waste management? Last but not the least, what should be the contribution of the government? Because we always hear that they are the largest recruitment of labor, right? So what should be their own contribution in this space? Because we will continue to talk about environmental sustainability. We continue to talk about clean environment, talk about sustainable cities. Every stakeholders have their own contribution, either the bad or the good. So, but the question is, what is the contribution of all these stakeholders? How do they need to contribute to make sure that our environment, our waste management industry is receiving that kind of attention, so that all of us will have a sustainable way of living? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So for the private stakeholders, they are actually the drivers of this industry. And their contributions, as we are seeing now, cannot be overemphasized. What we're looking at is more engagement of other private sectors, other private individuals coming into the space and having to drive it better than how you know. But I can tell you, can you hear me? Okay, I can tell you that I think we're on the right path. For civil society, they're actually the promoters of this engagement between the private and the environment. Now, they need to promote that. They need to sing that out to the entire world. They need to see. They also need to also showcase where things are not moving fine. So they are more like, oh, we are watching you. They are the judges. Are the private relating with the environment the way they should relate with the environment, and what have you? So civil society has a huge responsibility in terms of promotion and pushing out the work that the environment needs to achieve. And for government, I will say this: government are largely to regulate the industry. Now, I will say this: the government role should not be in business. Government should always regulate business and create that conducive environment for this private sector to strive. They should not compete with them. So, and I think if you have that kind of scenario, it will drive a very great deal in the environment and waste in general.
Wow. That's very, very concerned. Like, it's, you mentioned something about civil society now, that they should be the driver of this waste management.
Private.
And government should be, their role should be regulating, you know, the business. They should not be business.
Yes.
Wow. As in, I think from the past 3 weeks that we have been having this conversation on waste management, I think every of our guests have been saying this, and I can tell you that a lot of people actually having the same mind kind of conversation now. And secondly, the last session we had on waste management was in around financing, budgeting, and I think he person also mentioned a lot about how we can drive more financing for waste management, because it's an industry that brings more investments. So it's very, very important that government regulates, civil society drives, and private sector also puts their own quota in investing in something that can make the environment more conducive for everybody. So let me also take you around. I'm sure that we are familiar with the waste management space in Nigeria, especially in Lagos. And looking at what is happening presently in Lagos, we have the Loma, and for me, I've been seeing a lot of work they have been doing when it comes to, you know, engaging a lot of people. But with your experience as a tech person, what do you think, or what are you working on that you think is very interesting for people or for the government to also listen to make it a continuous opportunity for us to drive waste management industry? Because a lot of people are looking for a very fast way or a very sustainable way to get out all this waste, make money from it, and make our environment sustainable. Do you have any solutions that you think the government should be looking at? Do you have any suggestion that you think the people, the civil society and private sector need to be looking at that you would like to share with people today?
Okay, thank you. First, you spoke about financing, and I tell you this, even though it's coming in little by little into the industry now in Nigeria, more can still come in. And if more will come in, the financiers needs data. And not just data, verifiable, actionable data. Now, that is exactly what we have been able to figure out, and we then use to develop a software that we call Packer, like Echo. And you can people can go to our website, www.packham.ng, to see more of what we offer in that regard. Now, part of what part of the reason why we also try to create Packham is because we have also seen that for us to drive a cleaner Lagos, a cleaner cities across the nation, it is not just the work of government, civil society, and even the private operators alone, but also the collaboration of waste generators. Now, as a user, as an household, as a business that generates waste, how do you want to be carried along? And we're saying, you know what? For them to be carried along, for them to be part of the solution, government cannot be part of the solution alone. your organization cannot just be part of the solution alone. So the solution has to be holistic, everybody into the cycle. Now, and we're saying for generators, how do we bring them in? You know what? If you are generating, if your waste that you're generating is just recyclable waste, instead of operators to come and collect it and they will still bring you bill at the end of the month that you are paid. No. What we have now created is that when you're generating recyclable waste, you will get paid and they will come and collect it. And your normal waste, the PSP comes to collect that. So if you have an outlet or if you have residences and what you generate is just recyclable waste, of course, you make money from it. So by that, what does it do? It encourages people from household to sort their waste, which has been one of the major challenges that we have in waste collection ecosystem. Now, people don't sort, so you just gather your waste, and you find all this recyclable waste, all this plastic, all this nylon at the downside, creating challenge also for that. But when people start to create, sort this waste from source, then you are gradually involving yourself and themselves in circular economy, because the processors can get this recycled now, they can process it, push it to recyclers, we then sell it into other products. And by that, you've created circular economy. And so for those waste that can be that can easily decompose and all that, those ones can then go to landfill, decompose, generate waste to energy at that level also. So it's holistic. It cannot just be solved by just the government, the stakeholder. Everybody needs to come together. That's technology saying, also take your part. Recyclables, they will pay you. We will pay you to get it from you. If what you generate is the composition, you will pay the PSP who are coming regularly, who data will monitor that they are coming regularly to also pick this way to doing that. And everybody are happy. Then government can now concentrate on landfills, reshaping the landfill, renovating the landfill, refilling the landfill, building transfer stations, and doing what they need to do. And people can still pay. So government will also make money from that. Private individuals doing the collections will also make their own money. And you, the generators, you also make your own money. And I think there is no other way you can solve this problem. This is just the only way.
Yeah, thank you very much. The power of Packer. And I'm very sure if you are watching us from anywhere across the world, we are still live on Climate Wednesday, and our guest today is Adeleye Odebumi. He's a tech industrialist. He's very, very passionate about technology, and I'm very happy to have him on today's Climate Wednesday. He has been talking to us about the role of technology in waste management and how we can use tech to drive all these kind of issues that we are having. And I'm very also happy that you're able to touch on the word of data, because if we don't have data, how do we project? How do we solve? And how do we actually get the right solution to the right problem? And like I said, there's no industry that doesn't need data. Every industry needs data to survive. They need data to actually project and know what is next in action to do. And that's why you see that waste is wealth. And everybody that think that waste industry is just for people that pack road and dirt on the road, waste on the road. No, as a household person, as a individual, or as private sector, everybody have their own benefits in waste management. And from what our guests have shared with us today about the Packer solution, you can go to their website www.packer.com, right? You can go there. .ng. You can go there and actually see the solution this can provide. I bet you my organization is going to sign up on this, because it's going to be a very good opportunity for us to actually contribute the little or the conversation we have been having online, to see how we can implement it on ground, not only talking, but by actually practicing the solution, so that everybody can see that I can sit down in my house and get somebody to pick my waste, and I can still see, it's not about the money now, but it's about you first, your health first. then we cannot talk about the money. Though money is very, very important, but
Yeah.
if you don't have that kind of health or that kind of opportunity, how do you want to spend the money? So I'm employing every one of us, anywhere you are across Nigeria, go online, check the platform out, and see how your city, how your community can sign up and be part of this program. Mr. Adele is always available online, available through. He's going to be giving us full details on how to get in touch and how people can also talk to him to bring this sustainable solution. I bet you the solution is getting way in Lagos, and we are looking forward to make sure that it is not stopping with this regime. It's also making sure that there's a continuity in this kind of implementation, because we always have project that start, doesn't have end, crash on the way. But we want to see how we can make sure that it's not only this government. When we say government, we are all government. We want to see how the government and the people will drive this platform, and it's going to be a sustainable platform for our waste management industry. So, like I said, this is Climate Wednesday. Thanks for everybody that's been watching us. Let me go to. I have 2 questions more before we leave. I want to ask you, how do you feel doing this what you are doing presently? And do you think that Packer can be one of the most successful environment, or one of the most successful waste management solution for Nigeria, not for only Lagos? How do you see yourself making that happen? And how do you see yourself generating more income, which is very, very important for that solution to strive? How do you see yourself making Nigerians understand that this platform is the best tech solution for the waste industry or waste management industry in Nigeria?
Okay, first, thanks for this very question. Before I dive into that question, I first need to give credence to, and so much thanks to Loma. And Loma, through the MD, has been a huge pioneer of this very product. His contribution is cannot be underestimated, no, honestly. And I also thank the Ministry of Environment in Lagos and that of Oyo State for also embracing this very solution. We are also in conversation with the Abuja Protection, the FCTA in Abuja, including the Kano State, Remasal. And we're not going to shy away from the fact that we know that Pakan will be really accepted across board in Nigeria because it has been developed. It took us good 4 years. It has been developed to cater for every stakeholders to be able to just plug and get something out of it. And with the review of the plastic policies and the contribution of RAN, Loma, and other stakeholders into that, we're also trying to see that it may become more enticing for people to engage in recycling and using Pakan. And Pakan is not also going to stop at what we have been able to create now. We will consistently innovate, adding more features to what we have. And we also discussed within ourselves that, okay, for the local women who are yet to dive into smartphones usage and all that, how can we bring them in? And we've been able to also solve that, and they can still use their no smartphone to also get on board, and government will still be able to get live data as happening, and including companies that we've partnered with. And I will tell you this, through the effort of Loma, we partner with a lot of companies in Lagos. Through the effort of Ministry of Environment in Oyo State, we also partner with a lot of companies and all that. And you'll be seeing that product very soon in Oyo State coming out for Pakam. And honestly, we are not going to stop. We will continue to innovate because this is our future. And not just because tech is the future, it's even the now. And what we've been able to do with Packham is to bring the future now. And I can tell you with all sense of humility, you go and check out our application, you go and check out the entire technology architecture. I have not seen it anywhere in the world. And in months to come, in few months to come or years to come, you will hear more of Packham and the success we've been able to make, because not because we are so special, but one thing I've also realized is the fact that Nigeria is becoming the Silicon Valley of the world. And this is solely developed by Nigerians, not the Indians, not the Americans. And if we look at what has been done in other countries, even with the big ones, I tell you that none of them can rival what Packham have been able to deliver to Nigeria. And it fits specifically to the challenges, to the problem that government, stakeholders, and people are facing with waste management in Africa. So any other African country can also adopt it. It's by spoke. It's a next generation unified waste and environmental management system. You can't get it anywhere else in the world.
Wow, that was a pitch for let me say that was a pitch for the government, and that's a pitch for we the people to understand that the product is a solution not only to Nigerians, is also a solution for Africa and the entire world, because the solution have taken a long time to build, because it's the way you say it now. That's how some other startups, some other tech companies started exactly. But do you know the interesting thing about this is that a lot of people, because the solution is solving waste, they are still not yet seeing that the wealth in the solution. But for me, and for the people that actually understand the waste management industry, I'm 100% sure that they'll be able to understand that this solution can also limit the stress and a lot of manpower to this. But working together and making sure that this works out is going to be a big solution for the government and for the people. And thank you very much for sharing that lovely story about Packer and how the solution is going to be driving a sustainable way of meeting every problem. So, quick one. I think there was a time we were talking. So before we finally round up, but if you are watching us everywhere around the world, please drop your question, your comment, or if you don't have any question, you can still send a question through our social media platform. Our guests will be able to see it anytime it comes on board. But this is a question I wanted to ask. I'm very interested. You were talking some time back, and you mentioned a part of that software as that app that actually shows a reporting platform. I'm 100% interested in that kind of part, because a lot of people dump their wastes. The way that people dump waste in Nigeria now, in Lagos, even all over the world, is so alarming that one is even a question to all of us as a civil society and as the people. What kind of solution is embedded in that app that can solve this reporting instantly or reporting at a time, that can show us that you can show to us that it's also possible to use that platform to solve such problem?
Can you?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Like I said, when you solve a solution, the first and the problems, and part of the problems has been reckless disposal of waste that leads to sewage blockage, choking of water bodies, drainage blockage, and what have you. We see it all over us, all over our environment. Now, let me also tell you this, that the advent of smartphone has also been a huge advantage if we take good use of it. Now, where cameras, where smart city solutions cannot cover. Smartphone does cover those areas. And so we looked at, okay, good. Within our street, we see people dump their waste inside gutters. The PSP doesn't come to pick it. We see people drink and just throw out of cars and all that. Now, we've then created a platform in the same software where immediately that is happening, you can just click. It will spring open your camera. LOMA or any waste, any environmental agency is seeing the live field without you having to say anything. They are seeing what you are reporting. Maybe you also want to talk, of course, with them. If you don't want to talk, there's also a chat window where you can just chat with them that see what this person is doing. And honestly, they know the exact coordinate, exact point that incident is happening, and they can transfer the environment officer close to that area, and they can zoom in, get there, make arrest, or give fine. So, we are looking at ways that we can also help the environmental officers to get more acquainted with their environment and to also be able to get their work done smarter and digitally.
Thank you very much. I'm 100% sure that this part of the solution or part of this solution is going to be very interesting for some of the advocacy and campaign organizations. I'm 100% sure.
Honestly,
okay.
Honestly, we've not even, Loman has not even started to push out Packham. I'm sure by first week of next month, the entire Lagos state will start to hear more about it and use it. I can tell you that the number of people that have started reporting the life incident alone is huge on a daily basis. We have over 50 on a daily basis. Now, this platform know about. They've not pushed, the awareness has not been created. And we're sure by next week when Loma starts to push that out, I hope the reports will not be too overwhelming.
Yes, so that is why we need a lot of civil society, a lot of organizations to also be at the front line to make sure that as we are getting this report out, we are getting solution immediately, because it is very, very important that we all get involved. And I can tell you, not only Lagos. So our conversation should be Nigeria. And as times goes on, our conversation should be Africa, because the waste management industry is a money-making industry and is also providing solutions to environmental problems. And we are not only talking about we are talking about waste in general, both solid waste, every kind of waste that we see, electronic waste and everything. And thank you very much, Mr. Adeleye, for coming up with this, let me call it sustainable solution, because it will help us to actually, my interest is that data, because reporting with data or getting data involved in our conversation, in our reporting, is something that will show us our pathway, and it's going to help us to actually see where we are lacking and where we need to improve, and which I think Packham is one of the greatest solutions that I've been able to, because I've read through the website, I've seen those kind of things that I go, but I'm using this opportunity to say to everybody online, watching us from everywhere, that my organization, International Climate Change Development Initiative, we are ready to also sign up and be part of this platform with numbers. So if every organization, like I was saying, were able to sign up on this platform, we'll be able to go wider and wider across Nigeria, because we have different organizations across Nigeria that are looking forward to solve problems when it comes to waste issue and looking to solve problems when it comes to environmental problem. This is another solution for us to start making use of. So my last question to you, Mr. Adeleye, and if you also have a contribution, is what is your take? What is that? What is your take from this conversation? Secondly, what is your message? I want this message to be to two people, the civil society and the government. What is your message to them? And you can also give us your parting shot before you leave, as we end this call. Thank you.
Thank you. My take with this conversation is for me to thank you and your organization, International Climate Change and Development Initiative, for having to project us and give us the opportunity to discuss technology and what the contribution it can make to waste management. And honestly, it's been an honor of my life, and we say thank you. So what is our message to civil society? It's simple. We are part of the problem. We just have to be part of the solution. And I will say all this also. We should start to appreciate the fact that we, civil society, are the ones that will actually provide solution to our problem, not the government. Government will only create conducive environment. And is on this part also, I will always say thank you and great thank you to Mr. Ibrahim Udubuni, the MD of Loma. His contribution is huge. I cannot just thank that man enough. And if you see the innovation he has also contributed to it, like he called me and said, Leia, you know what if we start to do raffle, 10 people per local government? And he said, oh, it makes sense. And you know what he did? He brought in a bank, Heritage Bank, to get that sorted out. So you see, a bank like Heritage Bank will not just come in. It's because the space is so big, is so huge, and all civil society needs to just come together, close rank, and let's make this work. There's no any other way. We don't have another planet we're going. It's just send this Earth. So we either fix this Earth, or our children will not be happy with us. And the time is now.
Wow. Thank you very much. Mr. Adeleye. I'm so super excited because I was able to catch you and bring you on board, even with the short notice. I think for you to be our last guest for this session of waste management, I'm so happy because this solution you've brought up, and the interesting thing is that the government is embracing it now. It's going to be a way of solution to the people. And like you said as well, that the government should be at the side of regulating, and which I think is a very good thing for we, the civil society, to start getting ourselves ready to complement the efforts of the government, as long as they are giving us that enabling environment. I think this is a very, very good conversation. And let me also use this opportunity to also compliment your thanking the Lagos State, that's the Loma, for accepting this kind of solution, and to also employ and tell them that they should make sure that this solution is sustainable, because every citizen, every human always have the issue of when it gets to government, it dies like that. But with the input and the contribution and even the innovation that is coming from Loma's end, I think we are pleading for the government, Lagos State government, and other government that will be signing up to take this as an opportunity to solve the waste problem in their country, or in their states. And another thing again is, you have also mentioned, I jot this, that we are part of the problem and we should be part of the solution. And that is the civil society's role, because we don't have other planets to go to. You and I, our children, we're going to ask us that, what did we do to the planet while we are on the planet? So it's very, very interesting that we make sure that this planet is more sustainable for the upcoming generation, and our planet should not full of waste. And there's no how we will not continue to generate waste every day. It's only God knows how many waste we've generated in Lagos State alone today.
Yeah.
And it's only God knows what is going to happen if those wastes are not sorted very well or are not generating more incomes for us. Before we go, let me quickly share this with you for you to know. I remember when I was doing a little bit of research in one local government that I don't want to mention online. It was so interesting that the local government or this community was telling me that waste is a blessing to them. Why? Because they use waste to fill their community because it's full of water. It's full of waste from, waste water that comes from other community, other governments, other companies. So this waste to them, when you take your waste out, they collect the waste and use it to fill their own community. That is a very good example that there's no waste that can be wasted. There's always wealth in waste. So what is waste to you is a blessing to someone in another angle, in another way. And that's why you see that when you first started, you said the Recycling Association of Nigeria are also making sure that they are part of this PACAM to also help relieve the problem they are facing in picking up, in connecting them, in getting the PSP to do this. A lot of this solution is going to actually help us to solve a lot of problems. And I'm saying thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to have you on board. And I wish you a very good, successful year ahead to do more, because we can't stop on where the solution is now. We need to continue to innovate and continue to create more opportunities on the platform. Thank you very much. And I'm using this opportunity again to say thank you to Loma, thank you to United Nations Development Program Nigeria, thank you to
And thank you to
Budgets.
Nasepa.
Thank you to
It's
Lasepa, Lagos State
very, 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 very,
board. And
honestly,
also, yeah, I also want to say a
and
big thank you to African Youth Initiative on Climate Change for supporting this platform this month, for making sure that we have this conversation. A lot of research have gone into what kind of topics do we need to bring on board, what kind of conversation do we need to have. They've been supporting in every way. We are very, very happy to have them. And we are very happy that we are closing this session with a technology solution to waste management. And thank you very much. And if you still have questions for us, you can still drop your question down. We will send this question down to our guests. We can share it with him. He can also use the social media platform to send the solution. But I want to give him just some seconds to tell us how we can reach him, how you can get to, the website again, what people need to know about PACAM to get in touch to you.
so thank you. So you can reach me on my email, info@pacam.ng.
Please, can you spell the PACAM?
PAKAM.
Okay, PACAM.
Yeah,
Good.
Pacam.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
info@pacam.ng, and you can also reach me on 080 55 36 1254.
Okay.
And
Sorry, please, can you repeat that?
080 55 36 1254. Preferably on WhatsApp, anyway.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so that you can reach out to us. We'll always, anytime, morning, night, midnight, we're always available to you. So
Yeah, thank you very much. As a technology person, you have to be at alert because you don't know where the money is coming from. So thank you very much. And I'm also saying that as we're signing out, you can still watch this video on all our social media platforms, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Facebook, for you to have more information about what PACAM is doing and how they are providing solution to the waste management sector in Nigeria. I'm so passionate about this solution, and you'll be seeing what we are going to be doing with Mr. Deleye as time goes on, because we can only come together to solve this problem. We cannot solve it alone. So thank you very much, Mr. Deleye, and have a
thank you so
good
much.
evening.
Thank you for having me. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for okay. So I'm really happy today because we have been able to get Mr. Adele here to speak with us on the role of technology in waste management, and he's the expert. And I'm sure you've been able to listen to him and how they are using technology to solve waste management problem in Nigeria and in Lagos State. I want to say thank you to everybody for the opportunity to have this conversation this month on waste management. We look forward to be, to hear from you, feedback, and anything you want to hear from us concerning this topic. You can go back to our YouTube to watch our subsequent conversation with different guests that have talked about the eco industry, talk about the financing, the waste management industry, we talk about the tech, and we talk about how you can make, when they say wealth, waste is wealth. We've had a lot of conversation around that. And I hope as we close from this conversation, you'll be able to send your question to us to also give you some feedback on how you can continue to engage. So we sign out of waste management conversation, but we are still in the field talking about waste management. Talk to us online. International Climate Change Development Initiative. We're always there for you to have this conversation. Thank you very much. Again, Mr. Dile, thanks to United Nations Development Program. Thanks to Budget. Thanks to Loma. Thanks to LASEPA. Also, thanks to Recycling Association of Nigeria. We also send our greetings to every civil society out there that are doing one or two things to make sure that our environment is more conducive and we have a sustainable way of living. I'm signing out by saying that we don't have any other planet, as Mr. Adile said. Let us take care of our environment so that our children, our generation will be able to say thank you to us and have a blessed evening. See you next month for another edition. Bye.